Hello, hello, hello. I'll move it a little bit lower, guys. Hello. Hi, everyone, and welcome to my next reading of my poem. I'm going to take a few moments and just talk about what I've written and have read already. So the first poem was The Truth. That was the very first one, and then it was A Special Moment, and then it was About Time. And today is a special day. Those who are following me actually have seen that today I'm going to be reading about Angel. And it's a really nice poem. And when I thought about what I can tell you afterwards about angels and my experience with it and my point of views, really, I thought that it would be quite nice to actually involve some real situations in my life where it kind of really felt like hint from a sky, and angels giving me some signs to kind of like either move on or slow down or do something differently. And when you talk about angels, there are many, many, many times that we sometimes don't want to hear certain things and it keeps coming back. Have you ever had that? Like if you think about it, if you had a moment where you've heard the same question or the same comment all over again and again and again, and it keeps coming back to you. Well, I'll tell you honestly, there is a reason for it, whether you like it or not. Because until we are ready to listen and take it in and sort of work on it, then it's never going to disappear. You will get the same reminder all over and all over again. And the truth is, it will come from different people around you. So think of something that someone has told you a long time ago and think of that special thing that they told you that keeps coming back every now and then. Think about what you haven't heard or why you don't want to hear it. So I'm not going to hold it any longer. I'm going to read my poem to you and then I'm going to tell you my experience and how I look at it, okay? So this one, The Angel, I wrote on the 28th of July 2019 and that was in Cheltenham in UK. So, Angel. I saw an angel, he was so kind. I saw an angel and I nearly got blind. I saw an angel, he took my hand. Life doesn't last forever, but here I am, I was sent. I saw an angel with a beautiful face. I saw an angel at a very special place. He said, come with me and have faith. You will be loved and safe. I saw an angel who still holds my hand, and I truly feel that from heaven he was sent. So, I said that by every single poem I've written, I've got little notes, and this one is quite a spiritual one. Reason why is because obviously I have angels in my mind and people, very special people that were or still are close to me. So that is a spiritual reading. And when I was talking about my experience with angels and when we get sort of little hints and little messages from others around us, I thought that sometimes we really kind of like keep rushing through life and we don't really want to hear certain things or we don't want to stop and focus on something that's bothering us or something that we should really pay a little bit more attention to because that certain area of our life needs that attention at that time. Now, I'll tell you from my experience, if we sort of ignore whatever is happening and it's not quite going smoothly or it's really something that we are struggling with, then it will get worse. And in a sense that some of us can get ill, but there are little hints that we will get. And that can happen in many, many very sort of like situations. But most importantly, I see angels like in people around me because that's the communication they use. And you have to kind of look at it as maybe someone has not been very nice to you. And I have a particular actually example, and that is when I had a little argument with my father. we had just little discussion and we didn't agree about certain things, and I had my point of view, he had his point of view, and that's absolutely fine. We are all different, so we will always have different points of views. But on the other hand, I'm gonna say that first I got very angry and I did fight back, and that was it. Said what I thought and he said what he thought, and then as I kind of like left that situation, offloaded, like, I was just like weaving, like I was, on fire, literally. And then I left it and I kind of looked back and I thought, hold on a minute. There was something that he said that stuck at the back of my mind, and I thought to myself, but there is a reason for it, why those words got said. And I thought to myself, why have I been waiting that long to actually get off and do something about it? So I actually twisted it, because that situation where I couldn't really like breathe through the anger that I had in myself. Then I looked at it and I thought, do you know what? I can only say thank you for reminder that yes, that was what I needed to do. And at the same time, I thought if that didn't happen, then I wouldn't have probably done that. I wouldn't have focused on something else. I would probably stay where I was and sort of kept myself comfortable over there. But that reminder from that angel, actually through my father, said, go and mind your own business and do something about yourself. And I thought, wow, whoa. And you know what? The thing is that when we sometimes hear the truth, the hardest part is hearing the truth. It hurts. It really does hurt. And it will always hurt if we are not capable of really taking it in. And I sort of like needed a few days, but then I did something about it. And you know what? I can really say thank you, because I got moving a bit faster. I got really settled, and now I'm ready to kind of start all over again. But that is only one example, because on the other hand, when we do pay attention to how we live our lives, what we are doing, how we're doing it, what kind of people are coming into our lives, what messages they have for us when it relates to our lives, if we are really like focusing on it, then it clicks. It does click, really. Like they will tell you something and you kind of think, yeah, spot on, just spot on. So it's really interesting. And on the other hand, you've got those nice angels that will come with care. And I have to say, in my life, it has been my mum. My mum knows me really, really, really well. And she is very honest. She always says the truth. Yeah, sometimes she worries a bit too much, but that's what mums do, and we should appreciate it. But, she just says it as it is. And, many, many times she made me think and realize that, no, some things are just not worth it. You just really have to work on moving on and doing something about it. But, in a way she does it, I always take it like it's a nice, gentle way of hearing an angel talking to me, like, is it really worth it? And you kind of think, you know what, it's not. So I would like to make you think, who is that person in your life? Is it a friend, is it the sister, is it the brother, is it the husband? Is it maybe just someone who you don't know and you sometimes meet and you have a little chat and then they disappear and they come back at the right time to remind you how you're doing, how is your life, how are you feeling about what you're doing, about the people, about situations, where you are, what you do. So, it's really interesting. And then I have to say that the angels are beautiful when they come through children, because I always see children as those innocent, beautiful little creatures that are just developing, learning from us, and what we show them, what we teach them is what they grow up with. If they don't know it, then they don't know it, they don't do it, they don't use it. Of course, there are genetics and stuff like that, but my brother's got a little son and he's just so gorgeous, and it's just like those little moments where he's sort of like, because now I live downstairs underneath them and they live upstairs, and when I stayed up there when I was sort of redoing downstairs area, so I slept there and I was there in the morning to say good morning. And you know, it was really nice when I went into the town and they were looking for me, and she said, little Rosicek was looking for you, where were you, where is Monia? And you know, these little angels, they just make you realize that appreciation is so important, and love and caring, that you know, when I came back and I sort of heard it, I always go upstairs and say hello to him, and you know, it's just beautiful. So yeah, when it comes to angels, I think it's important to really admit that they communicate with us through certain ways. And we are only humans, we make mistakes, we live our lives the best that we can, the best that we know. But sometimes it's good to slow down and pay attention to what messages they have for us, what they're really telling us, what other people sort of tell us. Because, you know, 9 out of 10, if it's the truth that hurts, we might not want to hear it. And it can be painful, but as time goes by, the messages will be stronger, harder. And, you know, unless we really get the hint and we do something about our lives, we get a proper slap from left and right, and then it's just far too late. And that is really like my own experience, and that's really something that we should probably look into when it comes to how we are sort of living our lives, what we are hearing and what we are not hearing because we don't want to hear it. Okay, I'm going to leave you with that, and I would like to kind of get your point of view about angels. Like, do you believe in angels, or you think it's just nonsense? How do you look at people that keep, you know, different people that sort of give you the same message, give you the same question, and you just kind of like, oh, I don't want to hear it again, you know? So how do you look at those people? What do you kind of think about it? Like, is there a little bit of a truth, or is it all just like, oh, can't be bothered, can't be asked, you know? I think as time goes by, we can all kind of sit down and think about it a little bit more. So yeah, I'm going to leave you with that, okay? When I'm looking at my poem, I would like to really actually state one more thing, and that is that we all have our own guardian angel, and he always looks over us, he's always there for us, he cares for us, and it's important not to forget about it, because if we do, then we feel kind of a little bit lost and a little bit like on a crossroad that we don't know how to actually cross. So yeah, remember that too, okay? No matter how hard or how difficult things are, there is always an angel looking over us, every single one of us, okay? So I'm going to leave you with that. Next one, I'm going to get you a little bit excited about next week, Monday, 8:30 European time, 7:30 UK time, because I'm going to be reading a poem called Old Man. And I love the fact that that poem is a story. It's like a beautiful storyline, and it's basically related to my grandfather. I keep talking about him because I just believe he really deserves to be mentioned, because he really made me think about myself a lot. And you know, again, when we talked about angels, I had him in mind as well, because he always sort of said the truth. Well, he's the father for my mum, so I'm sure that that's where it's coming from, my mum being so honest and open and sort of gently putting her point of view across. So it is about him. And I'm going to read just 4 lines to get you a bit excited about next week, okay? But as I said, there is a whole story to it, so I think it might be worth if you come and join me next week, okay? So, Old Man. The old man walking down the road, slowly moving step by step. He still has a lot of hope that there will be some help. I'm not going to read anymore because that is a poem for next week, so it's here, and it's quite a nice one, a little bit of a longer one, and it is a very honest reading. So I'm going to be looking forward to catching up with you next week, Monday, 8:30 European time, 7:30 UK time. Okay, take care guys, have a lovely evening, and think about angels and everyone that you have around you, what they're saying, how they're saying it, and how it makes you think and feel, okay? Because I believe it's important, and everyone's got a message for us to think about, okay? And if it keeps coming back, then there's a reason for it. You cannot run away from it. If someone's saying the same thing again and again, think about it, look into it, work on it, okay? Otherwise, it will keep coming back. Take care, guys. Have a nice evening, and I'll see you next week. Bye.